Hi, I'm Brian Spitz, president of Big State Home Buyers, and today we're going to talk a little bit about what buyers are looking for, your end buyer, your consumer, when they're buying a property. I've made a list of some of the things right now. Some of the things that buyers really look for are amenities like space. People want space in their closets. They want a kitchen that they can move around and work in. Logistics that people think about on the second tour of the home. The first tour of the home is really to fall in love with it. The second time a buyer walks through it is to make sure that it's a usable space for them. So things like counter space in the kitchen and placement of the stove. And there are sometimes you can't adjust those things or it's not cost effective to adjust it, but really thinking about the usability of the house is a really important thing to keep in mind as you're renovating. Right now we're renovating a property in Spring Branch and the master only had a half bathroom. That's one of the things we really wanted to focus on, is making sure we could get a full bath in there. It's not a lot of space, but what we did is we added, pulled in one of the closets in the master, created a stand-up shower, and it's a small bathroom with a stand-up shower, a single vanity and toilet, but it is a full bathroom and that adds a lot of value. So one of the things that I like to focus on when I renovate a house is really making sure all of the nuts and bolts of the house are in good condition. The foundation, the electrical, the plumbing, all of that. But you want to make sure that you've really created a product that feels like home. That's a really big deal to buyers. If they can walk in the house and really envision themselves living there. As such, if you make that your focus, then you don't have to do every little thing that the house you may want to do to the house if you were going to live in it. We also want to make sure that you've done everything you can to make the house really look good from the outside and that it fits well in the neighborhood. So there are areas like Spring Branch where we're doing that remodel where our property is actually going to be the nicest house on the block. Even the house across the street is kind of a hoarder's house, so it's really unsightly if you look at our property and then look at theirs. So what we focus on is really the audience knowing that that's a transitioning market, making sure that the house is a great value for the money, and we are really putting some effort into the landscaping. If you're outside in the back right now, it's got a chain link fence, and so you can see the neighbors, you can tell it's kind of an older neighborhood, not really as updated as our property is going to be, so we're going to invest the money in putting in a nice new wooden fence. So it may seem like a small thing, but that way when the buyer walks outside and gets the feeling of where they are in proximity to other properties that are not renovated, they can really focus on their space. Another thing that people look at is the neighborhood. If you're in a newer area where all the homes are similar, that have 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, things like that, and people are looking for schools or the part of town or proximity to freeways, that's great. Also the audience of the neighborhood yourself. When you're buying a house, you want to see if the demographic you're shooting for is going to be looking at the schools or how the proximity to things like the medical center, which makes Meyerland and some of those areas very valuable. So you want to think about your audience. Different people in different parts of town are looking at different things, and the most important thing you can do as a savvy investor is really focus your time and energy on the things that you can change, that you can make efficient, that aren't too costly. For more information on how you can get the most out of your rehab and the most out of the investment property that you're looking at, come see us at bigstatehousedeals.com. Thank you very much.